All right, ladies. So I wanted to talk about dating married men, seeing married men, being with married men, and why that isn't such a great idea. The reason that's not a great idea is there's differences in the viewpoints of the relationship, both from his end and your end. And overall, married men, if you're seeing a married man, you're not seeing a married man as a boyfriend. You're seeing a married man as a liar and a cheater, because that's what he is. If he's married, he's taking vows with somebody else. All right. So if he's trying to see you, um, he's cheating. Yeah, you could say, hey, yeah, he's married, but he's separated. Okay, yeah, I guess that could work, but is he separated living by himself, or is he separated supposedly but yet living at home? And he's telling you, oh, they're sleeping in separate beds, oh, or if they're sleeping in the same bed, they're not doing anything. Are you really going to believe that? When you met him, did he tell you off the bat he was married, or did he say that he was single? And then it kind of came into conversation. Oh, by the way, I'm separated, which means still married, but on the outs. There's still a potential they might get back together. There's still a potential that his wife can get pregnant again or for the first time. Still a potential that he has other women he's seen. These are all factors that you really gotta take into consideration when talking to a married man. Like it's really difficult situation for you because whenever you're seeing that married man, you're always seeing him on his terms. He has to sneak away from his wife and or sneak away from his kids. He has to see you when he's not at home, seeing his kids, when he doesn't take his kids to swimming, when he doesn't take his kids skiing, doesn't take his kid kickboxing or karate, when he's not with his wife, when he's not with his wife's family, when, sees you in between breaks, he sneaks around with you, he goes into the room and whispers on the phone when talking to you. You can't call him after 7 because, he's at home with his wife. You got to call him right after work. You got to meet him here, meet him there, meet him in a park. You're really going to be the equivalent of a cheap snack is what you are. Type of cheap snack like eating potato chips or going to McDonald's or Burger King where you want to binge, you eat, and all of a sudden you might feel disgusted with yourself after eating all that junk food, all those bags of potato chips, all that McDonald's, all that Burger King. You really don't want to be that. Do not be the cheap snack. You don't want to sell yourself out also. Don't settle for crumbs when you can have the full pie. What I mean by that is you're settling for not a 50-50 relationship. Like you might be putting your all into the relationship, but he definitely isn't because he is in another committed relationship. You might also not be the sole person he's seen on the side. He might have FWBs, he might have, tons of side chicks. You never know. Because if he's sneaking around with you, he can easily sneak around with other people. So you gotta factor that in. You really have to factor that in. You need to have a better perspective on this situation and why you would put yourself in this situation. I can understand if you lied at first, then yeah, you were conned in this situation, but you gotta really think about it and think, okay, I deserve better. This is not good for me. This is not healthy for me. I need to leave. You gotta think that your married boyfriend isn't your boyfriend. He's a liar. Furthermore, this situation can get dangerous. What if his wife finds out? What if she confronts you? What if you guys get into a fight? What if that fight becomes mortally violent? You do not want your life taken from you because of a married man. If you have kids, think about your kids. If you have dependents, that family members that depend on you, think about them before you do this. This could be a very dangerous situation for yourself, as well as for them. Like I've said, you're playing on his terms. He decides when you guys can meet. He decides when you guys can do X, Y, and Z. He decides when you guys can talk. He decides that, okay, you can't see him here, you gotta see him there. And why would you do that? There's so many guys out there, so many amazing single guys out there. You just gotta look hard enough. You just gotta apply yourself to it. You just gotta do the right things to get the right guy. Don't be a cheap snack, like I've said. Please don't be a cheap snack. You don't want to be the girl out there in public if you get to see him in public where he tells everybody, oh, you're his cousin. Or he tells everybody, oh, you're his sister, to downplay a relationship. Does that make you feel good if a guy is there saying to other people, oh, you're his cousin when you're in a relationship with him? And can you even be in a relationship with him if he's married? Yeah, I'm sure some of you are still saying, yeah, well, he's separated, but wait till that man becomes single again. Wait till he finalizes that divorce. As soon as the ink's dry on those divorce papers, as soon as those divorce proceedings are over, then yes, you may lay claim to him if he still wants to talk to you. So that's another big thing. You don't want to play cheap games because you will win cheap prizes. You do not want to be the side chick. You do not want to be the friends with benefits. You do not want to be the mistress. That's playing cheap games and you will win cheap prizes. If you are doing that, you need to reevaluate yourself, reevaluate how you got into this situation and correct it. For some, it could just be they were lied to. For others, they knew he was already married. Others might know he's already married, but he says he's getting divorced. He doesn't see her, doesn't like her, he doesn't sleep with her anymore, he doesn't this. But yet, 6 months down the road, his supposedly going to be ex-wife is now pregnant and they're back together. You don't want to be in a situation where you're played with, where your life is played with, where your time is played with. You don't want to be in a situation where you're giving away the prime years of your life to a married man and then he gets back with his wife. You don't want to waste your years, all your time of talking to, devoting yourself to a married man and he just gets back with his ex-wife, or his wife, I should say rather, and gets her pregnant, makes 1 or 2 more kids with her, and all that you've done is for naught, it's for nothing. You've basically been played with. You do not want to get into that situation where your time is wasted and he's not taking the relationship that you have together seriously. You don't want to get in a situation where, once again, you're settling for crumbs. That is a bad situation. That is not fulfilling, and that will not work. I say overall, if you're talking to a guy and he's not single, just be done and over with. The relationship's not going to work. You deserve more. Don't settle for married men. Don't settle for guys that will lie to you. Don't settle for guys that will manipulate you, con you into things. Don't settle for guys that have put their life, put their vows towards someone else. You need a guy that will be 50-50 with you, a guy that will put you first, a guy that will honor and respect you, where you guys will both see each other either in his time or in your time, and not only on his time. You deserve a guy that will not put you in a dangerous situation once everyone knows that you two are in a relationship. You do not want to have calls from an angry wife late at night. You do not want to have confrontations at work from an angry wife. You do not want to be sneaking around with a guy. You do not want an angry wife to be following you around, to harassing your kids, to harassing your family, to harassing your mom and dad, your cousins, your brothers and sisters. You do not want that situation. That situation is not good and is all bad. It will not work out. So get away from that. Whoever you got into this situation, you can still walk away and leave. There's still time, there's still a chance. All you have to do is just that. Walk away and leave. There's still time. Do not put yourself in this situation because you will look back at it and figure it was all a waste of time and resources. You don't want to put your investment into a guy telling you that yes, he's leaving his wife, they're no longer happy, they're no longer this, they're no longer that, they're not together anymore. And years down the line, you realize that was all a lie. You do not want to put yourself into that situation. Don't be a cheap snack. Be the person you want to be. Be the queen that you are. Realize the mistake, because this is a mistake if you do it once, but if you continually go back to this guy, then this is now a habit, and this will not work out for you. The worst is if it becomes a dangerous situation, but you still have time to get out. All you gotta do is just get out. Don't talk to the guy anymore. Block him from social media. Change your phone number if you can. Do whatever it takes to get away from this situation and find a guy, a single guy, that will love, cherish, and respect you.